Hey, welcome back everyone. I want to make a quick video and just show you how easy it is to make a ton of money if you just have even a small amount of money like in an IRA and you utilize the crypto cycles that happen about every 4 years, what you can do. And I'm going to give you this example using my son's Roth IRA account, which has a little less than $5,000 in it right now. I put 7,000 in it back in July and the trusts are down a little bit since then. But I plan on, when we roll over in the new calendar year here on January 2nd, putting in another 7,000 to bring him up to close to probably around 12,000, and just tell you what it can do. He's 7 right now. By the time he's like 19 or 20, he's gonna be a deca millionaire in this Roth. And I'll just tell you how easy it is. I want to give you some examples of this, and I'll do a separate video actually where I take you through my Roth, which has about 100,000 in it, and I've got about 2 more cycles after this before I'm eligible to actually cash out of it. So I'll show you what it can do at a real basic level, and you can do much more than the examples I'm showing you. I'll give you some ideas of this, but first example, like say we start in this account with $12,000, right? At the beginning of the year, and let's say I'm able to achieve a 10x return, just a 10x return in the trusts as I cash out in his Roth. That would leave him with 120 grand, right? I think it's gonna be better than that, but let's just say 120, just like a 10x, right? Let's say I don't even try to increase that $120,000 during the bear market in any way, like through investing in growth stocks or dividend ETFs, which I plan to. But let's say I don't. Let's just say I sit in cash and I wait and put that cash into the bear market, the depths of it, into crypto assets like MicroStrategy, Coinbase, the Bitcoin miners, Grayscale trust, whatever. And next cycle, I'm able to achieve a 10x return, which I think is laughably small, but let's say I do that. If I do that, at the next cycle, he would end up with $1.2 million if he did a 10x on 120,000. He'd be 11 years old at that point. Okay, again, I'm just going to sit in cash, like super naive, super stupid, sit in cash, not even try to increase it. Take that 1.2 million, put it into the depths of the bear market for the next cycle. And in the next cycle, let's say I can only get a 5x return, which I think is laughably small, but let's just say that. That would bring it up to a $6 million value at the time he is 15 years old. Let's say I take that 6 million and I just, again, put it in the bear market. Don't try to increase it with growth stocks or anything. I do a 5x on it, which I think is laughably small. And then this would turn into having $30 million in it by the time he's like 19. Now think about that. So a $14,000 total investment in this Roth IRA could yield $30 million in just the space of basically 9 years. Pretty crazy. Well, 12 years. 12 years. He's 7 right now. So 7, and probably when he's 19, 20, 12 to 13 years. 12 to 13 years, like a $14,000 investment can go up to like 30 million or more. And let me give you another example of growing your Grayscale profits or whatever profits you have from the crypto run through other means and what it could do. So let's assume that after this cycle, I cash him out at a 10x and he has 120 grand. I'm going to stick the 120 grand into probably high yield ETFs, kind of the mid yielders that don't have much NAV erosion, have like a 20 to 35% yield. And maybe get the 120K up to like 150K, okay? And take the 150K, then put it into the depths of the bear market, into MicroStrategy, Coinbase, the Grayscale Trust, and do at least a 10x on it. So I'm going to assume get it up to 1.5 million. He's at that point 11. So in the previous example, he had 1.2 because I didn't increase it, through high yield ETFs or some other mechanisms. He had 1.2 versus 1.5. He's got a little bit more now. Which is significantly more, 300,000 more. 1.5 million, I stick that into high yield ETFs, maybe growth stock, something, and grow it to maybe hopefully close to 2 million by the next before the next bear market. Best entry point, I guess. I take that 2 million and let's say I get only a 5x return in the next cycle through MicroStrategy, Coinbase, stuff like that. 2 million times 5 is 10 million. So he's now 15 years old and has $10 million in his Roth. Without me taking these steps of investing in high yield ETFs or the growth assets between crypto cycles, he only ended up with 6 million In the previous example, now he's got 10, significantly more. Now, if I take this 10 million and I invest it, and I maybe get it up to like say 10, let's say 10, I move it up to 12 to 13, let's just say 12 million. Through different assets before I stick it back into like MicroStrategy, Coinbase, stuff like that, and I'm able to get a 5x. If I get a 5x and a 12 million, now he's got $60 million at the age of 19. In the first example where I wasn't increasing it through high yield ETFs or the growth assets, he ended up with 30 million. Not bad still, but you can see the difference this makes. In this example, he gets up to 60 million instead of 30 by the age of 19. This is with only a $14,000 initial investment, approximately. So pretty crazy what you can do. This is what happens when you put money into an investment that you can't really touch, like in terms of an IRA, without massive penalty at least. Most times, like, people want to take the profit, use it to enjoy life. Nothing wrong with that. But when you have it in like an IRA that you're kind of forced to hold off on withdrawing from, and if you invest that through crypto cycles, you can make out like a madman. This is so much better than just investing in Apple or Microsoft or an index fund. Those things will do well, no doubt, over long term, but they will not get you from $14,000 to $60 million in like a 12 to 13 year time frame. That's what this is, folks. It's a 12 to 13 year time frame, going from 14 grand investment up to like somewhere between a 30 to $60 million outcome. And it's not hard. It's laughable to say that we couldn't get more than a 10x or 5x return. Here's why. Even if crypto cycles are diminished, I mean, right now, even if you had gotten into MicroStrategy at the depths of the bear market, and if MicroStrategy does get up to like $1,000 a share, like Cesar thinks it might, and it definitely could, you could almost get like a 50x return just on MicroStrategy. And I also have not talked about doing anything like in terms of rotation between trusts or between MicroStrategy and Coinbase and the Bitcoin miners, or going around different assets that are available during the crypto cycles. I also have not talked about taking advantage of unnatural run-ups in the trust or other assets like we saw in March with a lot of the trusts. There was euphoria in the air and things popped off. I should have, in hindsight, and I think a lot of people felt this way too, like in my IRA accounts, I should have sold off some of my trusts back in March when there was euphoria and sat in cash until they crashed and corrected again. I would have done much better, but hindsight is 2020. I think a lot of us kind of felt like that, but I just want to put this out there as a real example. If you don't have a Roth IRA account for yourself or your kid, definitely set one up. Even if you make too much money to qualify for a Roth, anybody and everybody can set up a traditional IRA. You can donate or contribute up to like $7 or $8 grand a year. It depends on your age and stuff. Read on this. I'm not a CPA. Don't take my advice. But it's something like that you can put in. And after you put that in, you can convert that traditional IRA to a Roth. You pay a one-time, basically, a tax penalty for doing so. But then guess what? Any gains that you make in the Roth, they're tax-free coming out, because they're not tax-free coming out of a traditional or SEP IRA when you get to retirement age and you start pulling them out. So you definitely want them in a Roth if you can afford to pay the initial, essentially, tax hit. Talk to a CPA about this stuff. I'm not a CPA. Don't take advice from me. I'm just a dude in the internet. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I'll do a separate video on this with my own IRA. Like I said, my own Roth has about 100 grand in it. It only had like 25 grand in it like a year and a half ago. It's got 100 grand in it. Now I'm going to tell you what it can do over this cycle and over the next 2 cycles with some moves that I want to make, and just show you how quickly you can make a ton of money if you just leverage the right assets. So that's it for now. Hope you guys are doing well. Catch you guys soon. Bye.